What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean, and today, reactions to the classics. We got a very fun one on the channel. Today, we got Fleetwood Mac Top 10 Songs Reaction, and this comes courtesy of suggestion from our patron and longtime supporter, Brian.
Yes.
So, shout out to Brian on this one. Gonna be a fun list to go through. I think I know 5 of the 10 songs on here, so I'm looking forward to the other 5 that I don't. And as we always say, this is Brian's personal list here, man. So
and really hard to do.
Yeah, and he himself said this was harder towards the end with about 14 songs that could have made it, but this was a personal list, and I always throw a song no one would have on their list because I feel like making the listener uncomfortable a bit. That's what I like about Brian, man. He doesn't stick.
Very smart guy about music. Very smart guy. Used to actually be in the radio business way back in the 90s, early 90s.
And so a little bit about Fleetwood Mac. Of course, they are a British-American rock group. Have sold over 120 million records. When you hit those, what is that, 9 digits? When you hit the 9 digits on record sales, I'd say you're doing something nice.
You've made it, yeah. You've got a few coins on deck.
And 98, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and also received the Brit Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music. Of course, Rumors, their biggest record. Of course. We've reviewed it on the channel if you want to check that out afterwards. And, one of the best records of the 70s in my view and of all time, but don't know too much else of their catalog. So excited to discover it here.
Well, obviously, Trey, I'm a little older than you, so I do know some of these other songs. I don't remember how many of them I knew when I did the research. I don't even remember, but we'll figure it out as we go through it. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? We got stuff up every single day. There'll be something here that you like. Check out our social media links below, especially that Facebook group. Almost 200 people in there talking about great music every single day. Give the Instagram a like. Check out our podcast. If you like this, you'll like that. And lastly, if you want us to do a top 10 list for you, react to an album, a song, or support us in any way, check out our Patreon link below. Our patrons keep this thing running.
Absolutely. And due to copyright, Fleetwood Mac's pretty strict, so the music will not be on YouTube here, but don't worry, we got a link down below to another service where you can click that and it'll be the full video with the music involved. You can just kind of go your own way on that.
Oh, you didn't already. You're already going to run them off. We haven't even started. Well, we're going to start off number 10 with Tusk. It's the title track to the 1979 album. Now, what Brian did is he sent a little thought on every single song. So I'll tell you what Brian said first. He said, that album took a beating critically after trying to follow up Rumors, No Wonder. Still love the arrangement on the song. It is the perfect end song for any concert they may perform. This went to 8 in the US, 6 in the UK. Looking for a title track for the yet unnamed album, Mick Fleetwood suggested they take the rehearsal riff that Lindsey Buckingham used for sound checks. The producers then created a drum-driven production. Now, here's what Mick said. He said, I'm playing floor toms, and I overdubbed a lot of American Indian wood tribal drums. It's a whole hodgepodge of Kleenex boxes, like literally Kleenex boxes, drums, weird stuff, slapping of lamb chops and things. I got a big leg of lamb in there somewhere. I'm hitting it with a spatula. You can't make this up,
That
Trey.
is, I mean, you can't hype up a song more than that. They also, at the request of Mick Fleetwood, teamed up with USC's marching band to play on the single. A mobile studio was installed in the LA Dodger Stadium to capture the marching band. So after Rumors, that budget goes up for
I was going to say, man,
record,
we're going to spare no cost. So after that big lead in,
let's get it. Number 10, y'all, Tusk, and I'm excited. Starting this list off nice. I heard that song once on a live stream we did, but I didn't really remember any.
I haven't heard it very much either. It's a little before my time.
But a couple things. Obviously, the percussion is, in my view, the highlight of the track, which from what we read, it seemed what Mick was going for on this tune.
Exactly.
I thought the use of the USC marching band was fantastic. I mean, that's something obviously very unique in popular music and just music in general. Having an actual marching band, pretty neat. So what were your thoughts?
Cool. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm always honest. I'm not a big fan of this song, but it might grow on me over time. It's definitely unique, and I can't imagine. You come off of Rumors, which is one of my top albums of all time, quite honestly. And you come into this, and I don't blame them. Like, you don't want to try to reboot Rumors, right? Because you're not going to live up to it. You want to make a change and go a different direction. They definitely did that with this. But yeah, I do admire the percussion, the innovation of what they did there. So. An interesting song.
Yeah, well, and I know Tusk, too, is just more experimental in nature from
and
what
I get why they
I've
did
heard.
It makes total sense.
But yeah, man, starting the list off with Tusk at number 10, now going to number 9 from their self-titled in 1975.
Their second self-titled
album. That's right.
It gets a little confusing, but yeah.
We're going with Over My Head, and Brian said about this one, we talk about writing duos, but if we increase to trios, the Mac jumps in the conversation, having Nix, Buckingham, and Christy McVie. McVie has a nice, easy, soulful tone, a nice break from the atypical Fleetwood Mac sound. And
and as you mentioned, it's written by McVie. Lead single was a decision that surprised the band, who thought that the song was, quote, the least likely track on this album to be released as a single. Went to number 20. It's the band's first single to reach the Billboard Hot 100 since Oh Well, ending a 6-year dry spell on the American charts. And boy, they didn't know what was coming next. This is one of them I've never heard. I don't think, unless,
I don't think I
was
have.
4, so I don't remember it spinning on the radio.
All right, Over My Head, number 9.
Let's do it.
I quite enjoyed. It had a very organic and light sound instrumentally by it, and just some clever lyrics in here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it really well. I don't really have much to add to it. Yeah, very the light, as you said. I like that. Just nice tone, just kind of a happy little song. I mean, not necessarily totally from the lyrics, but just the feel of it. So,
just really, the atmosphere.
She's very smooth, man. I liked it.
Lyrically, it seems obviously, as we've come to know, Fleetwood Mac, about relationships. You can take me to paradise, and then again, you can be as cold as ice. So, those extremes of stuff's going really good or down. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. I found that an interesting couplet, because if somebody's over their head, they're kind of overwhelmed. They got
panic. That's what I thought too.
More than they can handle, but it sure feels nice, because hey, love can make you do crazy things, I think. And then cool little just short instrumental break there in the middle. She knows your mood is like a circus wheel. You're changing all the time. So, and then she notes, sometimes I can't help but feel that I'm wasting all my time. So that thought, like, man, am I in this relationship just wasting my time, or will it actually amount to something?
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than being around someone where they're so unpredictable. You never know from moment to moment what they're going to be.
No, exactly. So good choice there, Brian, for the number 9.
Well, next up we got Welcome to the Room, ... Sarah. It's from Tango in the Night in 1987. Brian had this to say. It was not released as a single, was about Stevie's stint at Betty Ford, the Betty Ford clinic. Used to be a really famous clinic where all the stars went when they were trying to rehab. I would guess it's still around, but I don't hear about it nearly as much now. Where she checked in under the name Sarah Anderson. So I guess that's Welcome to the Room, Sarah. There were a couple of Gone with the Wind references, which I thought were surreal, like Stevie herself. That's what Brian said. And I think this is one of only 3 songs when we look at the genius here. I think this is one of only 3 songs that she wrote or co-wrote on this album.
On Tango in the Night. All right. Cool, man. So let's get to it. I love me some Stevie Nicks, man.
Yeah, you do.
So hearing a track that I've never heard from her is always a treat, and this one didn't disappoint me. The chorus was my favorite part, I think.
Yeah, I think it was very intricate. The arrangement on it, just the song itself, very intricate, which I liked.
Yeah,
just the backing vocals, the different instrumentation. Like, this was not a simple song that we just went in and busted out. So,
everything was there for a purpose. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I actually liked it a lot. I think this is one I'll go back and listen to, and it'll grow on me even more. But yeah, it's definitely done quite well. And I think, obviously the most of the best songs come from personal experience.
Real life, yeah.
Obviously a deeply personal song about going to a rehab clinic.
Well, I like the intro too. She says, and it's not Tara.
Yeah.
In fact, do I know you? Have I been here before? This is a dream, right? Deja vu.
Did I come here on my own?
Yeah, and then you get the awesome chorus, welcome to the room, Sarah, for Scarlett, welcome to the choir, sir. And then just kind of that first verse going through, saying, but you say everything's fine, baby, but sometimes at night, where the first cut is the deepest one of all, and the second one, well, it's a worthless thing, so take it all the way back home, take it home. I don't know if the fact first time in maybe in rehab or first time doing drugs or whatever is the deepest, and then the second one is just a worthless thing because I don't know, but I just liked what it had to say just as it kept going.
Yeah, I think all the way around. Yeah,
and in the never forgotten words of another one of your friends, when you hang up that phone, well, you cease to exist, maybe because boom, you're just forgotten over here in rehab. I don't know, but I dug this one, man. I always love me some Stevie Nicks here. And now we're going to another track that was featured on Tango in the Night.
Correct.
Number 7 here, Big Love, but we're going to be using the dance version of this one.
Right, from the live album from 1997. There's going to be another track coming up. We're going to use the same live version from 97.
And Brian said, originally on Tango in the Night, stripped down version only has Buckingham and his guitar. I watched a guitar teacher break this down and my head hurt. Got a 133 tempo. Buckingham is amazing. This was the lead single. Went to 5 in the US, 9 in the UK. So as you see on these already from what we got, obviously Fleetwood Mac, great on the charts.
Yeah, we're still doing fantastic. This was written by Lindsay for a third solo album. That he began in 85, which eventually instead became Tango in the Night. That's a whole nother story I won't get into. But the song epitomized the album's stylized production, which we just heard and commented on, with its provocative oh-ah vocal exchange. Though many assume the female ah to be Stevie Nicks, Buckingham actually performed both. They just mimicked a female's voice by altering it. Then he said it was odd. He said that so many people wondered if it was Stevie on there with me. Well, I mean, if they mimicked it to sound like a female. And then after he left Fleetwood Mac in 87, he's left a few times, sometimes not voluntarily. The band did not perform Big Love live until his return in 97. It was in 93 on his solo tour that he first performed this guitar-only version of the song. So we might not hear that female since it's going to be, the live version. But I just thought that was pretty cool on the original.
All right, number 7.
Ooh. I'd actually like to see the video performance of that.
Oh, yeah, man. That was unbelievable.
That was highly impressive, man.
Man, Buckingham's got such a very underrated by, I think, certain circles for his guitar playing.
I agree.
He's
a heck of a musician.
I know you're a big fan of Secondhand News, which is another highlight
I know,
of his.
That's what I was thinking. Like, in the Fleetwood Mac world, I'm a huge fan of Lindsay. I'm probably there's probably 5 of us out there, so big love to the other 4, no pun intended. I know you love Stevie on that side. I'm more of a Lindsay fan, but this is one of the reasons why. He's just a first-class musician. Now, Lindsay doesn't do himself any favors because let's say, Trey? He doesn't lack confidence. I understand that. I've seen him in interviews and stuff, but he's fantastic, man.
Man, this is probably my favorite track up to this point.
I got to find the video of this, man, because that would be unreal.
Especially that opening, just that finger picking, just so fast, and I can see now what Brian's saying, where it was going at like a 133.
Yeah, and just intricate, and to be able to do that and then still sing,
dude. Yeah,
and give a powerful performance like that's
vocals here were
admirable,
just
man.
Top notch. I'm gonna have to one, view the video for this, and 2, go to the Tango in the Night version and listen to that.
That's the one I know is the single. I remember the video and stuff. This is actually way better in my opinion.
And I just like the again, kind of hits that home, just that yearning in here, where looking out for love in the night so still. Oh, I'll build you a kingdom in that house on a hill. And then verse 2, you said that you love me and that you always will. Oh, you beg me to keep you in that house on the hill. So house on the hill making that appearance, and then just those ooh and ahs. Something I could see old David Byrne using kind of from the Talking Heads. Just that kind of idiosyncratic, just quirkiness in there. And I think Lindsay pulled this off so well. So great pick right there, Brian. And now going to a first song from Rumors.
Yes.
Gonna get another Stevie song rocking and rolling. Gold Dust Woman, Brian noted. Bookend song from Rumors. In 97, Nicks admitted it was about cocaine and later added it was about relationships and cocaine. I love the smooth sound, and the outro lyrics are fantastic. This is, of course, written by Stevie. Take was reportedly recorded at 4 a.m. after a long night of attempts in the studio. Just before and during that final take, Stevie had wrapped her head, although not her mouth, with a black scarf so she couldn't sense anything and tap into those genuine memories and emotions. And I remember telling this story now on our review.
From the Rumors review we did. Yeah, I did too.
Many unusual instruments were also used, including an electric harpsichord with a jet phaser, which was marked with tape so Mick Fleetwood could play the right notes. And to accentuate Stevie's vocals, Mick broke sheets of glass. He was wearing goggles and coveralls. It was pretty funny. He just went mad, bashing glass with his big hammer. He tried to do it on cue, but it was difficult. Eventually we said, just break the glass, and we fit it all in. That's what Stevie had to say about this tune.
Yeah, and gold dust was a metaphor for, of course, cocaine. And I would imagine, I'm just picturing Mick Fleetwood is a big guy.
Oh, yeah.
Over there in some overalls and goggles just busting out that guy. That'd be a scary scene if you walked in. Plus, he might have been high on cocaine, knowing what we know about the sessions from Rumors. It might have been scary all the way around.
So, great track right here. Not my favorite Stevie track on Rumors, but hey, maybe that one will be coming up
Yeah, I was going to say, it might just be coming up.
Beautiful closer, too, on Rumors. And just man, I just dig so much about this tune. I know we're both familiar with it, but just the whole vibe of it, the guitars that are in there. I think there's even a pedal steel in the outro to go along with the electric, and then just mix booming percussion. But man, I dig this one, and I'm glad Brian gave it some love on this list.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Obviously, it's a great track. I think, to tell you how good I think Rumors is, I think there's 6 songs on Rumors that are better than this song. So that tells you something right there. I mean, that album is just, it's next level, man. And it holds the test of time from 1977. It's still awesome. But I think a lot of personal stuff in this as well. And I think that helps.
Which, just fits the...
And when you understand, as we talked about in the story beforehand, if you picture Stevie there, covered up, senses gone, just to really get into just that, tap into that emotion.
Well, and the music on this one's very eerie's not the word, but almost like haunting.
But not. It's not.
There's something almost that you got to be careful of around the corner. And I think that again points to the great use of the guitars here and just the arrangement on this one. And Stevie delivers a very beautiful vocal performance that gets that across. Just kind of that, you better be on edge in a sense. Even the first 2 lines, rock on, gold dust woman, take your silver spoon, dig your grave. I mean, it's on from the jump, man. No, you're right. That really just, and this is one of the reasons too. I mean, I think that kind of points to Stevie's kind of gypsy-like, persona that so many kind of view her as, and little psychedelic even in there at certain points. Not as you would expect, like just 60 psychedelic, but some elements in there as well.
Agreed.
And just love the chorus. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? Just the way those harmonies are in there are just fantastic. So already halfway through the list, and good choice there, Brian, with Gold Dust Woman at number 6.
Well, now we're to the top 5, Trevor.
Top 5.
Number 5, Rhiannon, which I don't think surprises most people. Off the second self-titled Fleetwood Mac 1975, Brian said Nick's haunting song is probably the staple of their self-titled album. I know it's based on some Welsh folklore, or at least the name is. I'll get to that. The music is the atypical Fleetwood fashion. Written by Stevie, 488 in the Rolling Stones top 500 songs of all time. Not the last time that a song is going to appear on that list. It's on this list. 11 in the U.S., 46 in the U.K. Live performances of the song were sometimes prefaced with Nick saying, "This song's about an old Welsh witch. She discovered the Rhiannon character in the early 1970s through a novel called Triad by Mary Bartlett Weeder. The novel's about a woman named Branwen who is possessed by another woman named Rhiannon. There is mention of the Welsh legend of Rhiannon in the novel, but the characters in the novel bear little resemblance to their original Welsh namesakes." I don't think it has anything to do with that, just the name. Like it's just the name in there. But this track is iconic. I think probably one of the first looks at what they could be and what they were going to be 2 years later on Rumors, especially with Stevie's performance.
All right, top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Rhiannon, number 5 on this list.
Would have fit right on Rumors.
Oh, it definitely would have. And I mean, I've heard this song before, but honestly, not that much, and not with like the lyrics pulled up and just like cueing in on it. But what a marvelous tune, man. I guess before we go, Brian had this above Gold Dust Woman. Do you think this is better than Gold Dust Woman?
Yes.
I do too.
I do. I just think this song is really, I mean, it has all the hallmarks of a classic Fleetwood Mac song.
Oh, absolutely.
And once again, very difficult to put everything together that they did. They're just they're very talented, and people take some of their songs for granted, like the difficulty of mixing all the harmonies, the instrumentation. Really tough job.
Well, and going on again about the smoothness of that bluesy lead guitar.
You could also see what Stevie could freaking do, man.
Yeah, and Stevie was just top notch.
She pulls you in from the second she starts singing this.
Well, and again, when we noted on Gold Dust Woman, but the first lines on this song as well, just as you mentioned, just suck you right in. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? So I'm automatically, as the listener, intrigued. Like, okay, what's up with Rhiannon? What's going on with this? Takes to the sky like a bird in flight, and who will be her lover? And then just that catchy as can be, beautifully harmonized chorus.
It's so catchy, man.
All your life you've never seen a woman taken by the wind. Would you stay if she promised you heaven? Will you ever win? And again, got that outro that just faded out at the end. I love how they do that in their tracks, and a lot of songs in this era did, and that's kind of a little lost art at certain points at this time. But beautiful, beautiful track that very well may end up in my favorites at the end. And
well, you see the old man sit up a little bit because my boy Lindsay is back.
Oh boy,
number 4 off Rumors in '77. Go Your Own Way. Brian says, and I'll get into this in the description of the song, but the retort to Stevie Nicks' Dreams, if you go sequentially on the album, still has all the makings of a great sing-along song, despite the subject matter, because written by Lindsay, 120 on the Rolling Stones Top 500 Songs of All Time. First single in December of '76 in the UK and the US. Became their first top 10 hit in the US. Recorded in 3 separate studios over 4 months. Like most of the tracks off Rumors, none of the instruments were recorded live together. The tracks were instead arranged through a series of overdubs, which when you go back and listen to Rumors and you understand how smooth it really is. Lyrically, it's a breakup song. It's specifically directed at Nicks because they broke up recently, if you don't know the story of Rumors. Inspired by the drum feel of Street Fighting Man by the Rolling Stones.
Another great tune.
Awesome tune. Buckingham sought to incorporate a variation of that groove in Go Your Own Way. The release date for Rumors was September of '77, but back in the day, you had to have a song out by Christmas. And, we've done the whole Beatles discography. That was a big thing in the '60s. What's your Christmas release going to be? So they wanted to get something out. The song had just been mastered, so they chose this, pushed it out, went to number 10. It actually pushed the pre-sales to 800,000 for Rumors, which is
coming out February. Got a couple months before.
Yeah, you just build up on it. It was the largest pre-sale in Warner Brothers history at that time. The song is considered to be a twin, kind of what Brian was getting to, of the song Dreams, due to the fact they're both written by 2 people of the same deteriorating relationship. And the last line that I have in my research says, however, Stevie Nicks has said she believes this version of the breakup to be much more cruel and malicious. Well, if you're the subject of it, you're definitely going to look at it that way.
This is not my... But I would say, would you say this is their most popular track? Go Your Own Way? It's up there.
It's up there, yeah. That's a good question. I think there's one other one on this list that will be in a battle with that hasn't come up yet, so I won't say what it is, but I think there may be a couple on here. Maybe number 1 and number 2 is probably in there.
Well, let's get rocking you on number 4 here. I know you're the Lindsay guy, Dad, so I'll let you share your thoughts on this.
Well, first of all, on a lot of the Rumors album, Lindsay's kind of the mastermind in the actual studio itself of mixing all this together. And you can tell on a song like this, because of the guitars are so differentiated. There's so many different sounds of it in different parts of the song. I can see why Stevie might not have been real happy. I mean, especially in verse 2, the packing up, shacking up's all you want to do.
That's a little tough right there.
So, that's a little rough, but the vocal performance is great. The harmonies are great. As Brian mentioned, the sing-along, chorus, and you mentioned one of the best choruses. I mean, this is almost a perfect song, just in the fact of everything from instrumentation to lyrics to vocal performance. I will say, it is really just amazing off this album, the different jabs that they take at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going on stage every night for 3 decades and singing these songs and reliving this over. And I cannot stress to you how difficult that would be, man. Usually when you break up with somebody, you're like, all right, have a nice life. We'll see you later. Maybe we talk once a year, and just when we run into each other, this is like, I'm going to open that wound up every freaking night.
Yeah, we're going to put these feelings into some of the
crazy.
greatest songs ever recorded.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I absolutely, as you can probably tell, I don't need to say it, but I absolutely love this song.
Oh yeah, I don't have too much more to add that hasn't already been said, man. It is rare where a band's most popular tune or one of their most popular is actually one of their best. But
that is true.
I think this fits that bill.
I
do
too. I agree 100%.
I think it deserves the popularity and acclaim that it gets, just for all the reasons you mentioned. Beautifully arranged, again, lovely guitar. I love at the end the little mini solo we had there as the guitar just subtly ramps up throughout the track. Harmony's fantastic, lyricism biting.
Oh yeah.
Just everything you want, man, in a hit single, and they fired on all cylinders on this one.
Yeah, there's a little thing on the side here on the Genius. They were together for 8 years. Stevie has said that the song is the hardest thing to sing live in concert with Buckingham, but it's considered a fan favorite song. So she struggles through it. So I guess that's her. I would imagine, this one of all of the diss songs would be the toughest.
Tough.
But it is fantastic. And Trey, we're going to stay on that Rumors train.
Kind of the Rumors train, man. We're going now to The Chain. We're actually going to do the dance version, the live version, kind of like we did with Big Love. That's what we're going to go with here. Brian noted they kicked off the dance concert with this song, and you knew you were in for a ride. The energy level compared to the studio version was just on another level. So I'm looking forward to this because I really love The Chain, just the studio version. I haven't heard this live version, though, yet. The song itself, written by the whole band, was created from combinations of several previously rejected materials, including solo work by Buckingham, Nicks, and McVie. It was assembled often manually by splicing tapes with a razor blade.
Back in the day, baby.
And yeah, when you read that all the time, how people, 60s and 70s would do that. Due to the splice nature of the record, the drums and guitar were actually the only instruments recorded in each other's company, and its sporadic composition and assembly from different rejected songs is one of only a few Fleetwood Mac songs whose authorship is credited to all members of the band at the time. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we got.
I'm really looking forward to this live version with the build-up that Brian has for it.
And especially if it started off the concert. Let's get to this one, y'all. The Chain live, coming in at number 3. And it's probably my third favorite song off of Rumors, actually. Very cool to hear that live version, and just that's how you know a band's great, whenever they are able to pull off a song as intricate as this in a live setting, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great way to start their concert. That's indeed what they did there, because it's just, once again, it's a broken record, but as he says, intricate, it's difficult. I think the studio version's really good, and this one is better.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, man. Love the biting nature of the lyrics here. Just when you hear the you run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your lies, break the silence, damn the dark, damn the light. One of my favorite sets of lyrics from Fleetwood Mac is that right there in this tune.
I think it's remarkable how cohesive the lyrics really are, considering they're just songs thrown together. I mean, it actually all works together.
And I like that too. The chain, man. I've never thought of it, but it's like a chain. The chains of their little fragments of songs just linked together. Yeah. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it is. That's why they call it that.
And of course, that guitar and bass solo at the very end, before just that bombastic outro, is just you can't help but want to get up and get moving on that one. So great choice right there. No list like this is going to be complete, I think, without this track on it. So The Chain coming in and numero tres. All right, we are in the top 2 now. We're going to number 2, a song that I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe once I get in listening to it. But we got Gypsy from Mirage in 1982. Brian noted again, Nicks has some of the most abstract yet personal lyrics I have come across in music. Even the bridge is packed with nostalgic imagery of perhaps a happier time.
Yeah, it was written by Stevie around 1979. Earliest demo recordings were made in early 1980 for the possible inclusion on her debut solo album, Belladonna. However, when Nick's friend Robin Anderson died of leukemia, the song took on a new significance, and Nicks held it over for Fleetwood Mac. Went to 12 in the U.S. And kind of on that note, there's 2 points of inspiration behind Gypsy, as stated by Stevie herself. The first of which is a point of nostalgia for her life before Fleetwood Mac on March 25th, 2009, during a show in Montreal on Fleetwood's Unleashed tour. Stevie gave a short history of the inspiration behind Gypsy. She explained it was written sometime in 78 or 79 when the band had become very famous very fast, as we covered with Rumors. And it was a song that brought her back to an earlier time, to an apartment in San Francisco when she was living with Buckingham before Fleetwood Mac, where she'd taken the mattress off her bed and put it on the floor. To contextualize, she voiced the lyrics, so I'm back to the velvet underground, back to the floor that I love, to a room with some lace and paper flowers, back to the gypsy that I was, back to the simple life. You don't need all of those things. Because the thing is, once you flip the switch and become that famous, you can never flip the switch and not become famous. Everything changes forever, at least for a certain amount of people. So
definitely,
I think that might have been what she was lamenting. Those are the words she said, so I'm back to the Velvet Underground, which is a clothing store in downtown San Francisco where Janis Joplin got her clothes and Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane. It was this little hole in the wall, amazing, beautiful stuff. Back to the floor that I love, to a room with some lace and papers, back to the gypsy that I was. The second subject is the passing of one of her best friends, Robin Anderson, in October of 82. So a lot of heaviness. I know this song very well. I mean, I was 11 when it came out. It was all over the radio. Had you ever heard it?
I had not, man.
Oh, wow, man.
So that was a pleasant surprise right there, hearing such a strong Stevie tune here.
Yeah, we always get that. Just how could you have never heard that song? Well, I mean, it came out in 1982. You were born in 1995. I'm not spinning Gypsy in the background, so you just never heard it. But yeah, it's a great tune.
One of her strongest vocal performances. You can make the case it might be her. Just some of those notes she hit and was able to sustain them for such a long time. And again, I'm a broken record, but the way Stevie's able to bring forth her emotion there and really suck the listener in, I think is a talent that you can't really teach either. Almost have it or you don't, and she definitely has it.
I think it was another Rumors type sounding song.
Definitely.
Very intricate.
And hey, that guitar solo at the end took me by surprise, man.
Yeah, but Lindsay had to throw a little something in there at the end for everybody.
And I can definitely see where people are coming from with the nostalgia, bass lyrics type of thing. And again, it fits that gypsy image, obviously, of Stevie if she's coming out with a song called Gypsy. So, man, really great track that I'm going to be excited to dive into and listen to more and more. So thanks for that, Brian. These top 10 lists are always a treat to find these great tunes. I know this is obviously one of their more popular songs, but hey, I hadn't heard it and I loved it, man. So
always cool.
Big time. And now
we're to number one, Trey, and it's been a journey to get to this number one song.
That's right.
I'm just going to let you take over because I would guess this would be your number one song, and it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah, this is one of my, I'd say, comfortably 10 favorite songs of all time.
Wow.
Maybe top 5. I haven't went to write it down.
No, I haven't written mine down either.
But we got Dreams by, again, Stevie Nicks track up in here, coming in at number 1. So, Brian, when you sent us the list, I was very pleased that you had this.
I knew you would be.
Here, Brian says, from the greatest breakup album in history, Nick's subtle twisting of the knife in the song is great, and that haunting guitar is wonderful. This makes me think that Buckingham would be okay playing at his own funeral if he could lay it down on that song. Dreams would definitely be in my top 25 songs of all time. So
he's there with you. By the way, it's off of Rumors if you don't know.
So
in the U.S., it reached number 1. It's the band's only number 1 in the U.S., and it sold over 1 million copies. Kind of fitting.
I mean, this is a special track. If you've never heard it, you're in for a treat. That's for sure. So let's finish this list off, and then we'll get to our favorite tracks, y'all. Can't think of a more fitting way to end the Fleetwood Mac top 10 list than with Dreams coming in at number 1. I have my thoughts on the track. I know you're not as high on it as I am, but
go for it, man.
But what are your...
Oh, it's a great song. I mean, am I as high on it as you and Brian? No, but it's a great song.
Yeah, man, and I think too, just it's crazy. Like comes in it's second track on Rumors.
Yeah, the complexity of it. Once again, I mean, it's a broken record, but the complexity of it, the nuances of it, as you listen to it with a real critical ear with headphones, man. There's just a lot to it.
Just that again. love the bass in there. That, as Brian mentioned, that kind of haunting like guitar that's present in there as well. Even though there's and just the chorus again with that backing vocal by Lindsay that's in there.
Yeah, isn't that fun, man? I gotta sit here and sing about myself, man.
No, that's great. That's power right there. That's what
Brian was mentioning in the intro of this song, man. But wow,
that's power where Stevie wrote about him and had him sing it. I love that. And one of my favorite lines in music, man. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain watches you clean, you'll know. Just lovely, lovely chorus. I mean, that's the thing that's not only this track, but this whole list, man. The Fleetwood Mac got those catchy choruses that are just
strong list.
Just very powerful. So, I mean, I could go on and on about this track, but just so awesome. And I think it'll be one of my favorite tracks for me for forever. So
all right, well, on that note, we always pick 3 favorites. It's our tradition here at RTTC. Off the list, I know one of yours for sure. I'm going to pick Gypsy.
All right, I mean, that was unbelievably strong.
I'm actually going to go Welcome to the Room, Sarah.
Oh, I like that. Something a little obscure.
And you and Brian and probably everybody else watching this is going to go after me because I'm not going to pick Dreams. I'm of course going to pick my favorite tune on here, Go Your Own Way.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that, man. You can't go wrong with a ton of these. Obviously,
yeah.
I'm going Dreams. I'd also put Go Your Own Way. I know I was already familiar with those. And then that third one, there's a lot. Gypsy's in there. I mean, I really enjoyed Big Love.
Yeah,
as
I know.
Well.
I mean, there's not a bad song on here.
That was fantastic. But I think I'll give the nod at the end of the day to The Chain.
It's a good choice.
I really, really love that track as well, and just you could kind of just since it has pieces of all the members kind of connected together, I'll give it the nod there. But really enjoyed a lot of these, with Big Love kind of being my biggest surprise, I guess, just with how awesome that guitar was.
Fantastic. We're definitely going to check out the live version of that video-wise.
So, man, Brian, thanks so much for bringing us this list, dude. And, of course, we always love to hear from the community. Let us know your top 10 list. I know there were a couple big tracks left off here that Brian noted might get him some heat, man. But
I mean, you can't. There's 10 guys. Yeah, I mean, only 10 fit in 10, man.
So, one of my favorite lists we've done just shows the strength of this group. And, hey, there's a reason they're still played a ton, still selling out, selling out arenas everywhere. So thank you again, Brian. And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Happy listening, and we will see ya.